What's going on, everyone? First of all, I want to say I apologize for the lack of uploads lately. Had spring break, so I went on a little trip. Haven't really been in a spot to make videos or keep you guys updated, so I'm sorry for that. But we're back, and we're going to keep things rolling. And I do plan on making more of these videos because I have been lacking lately. And I told myself I'm going to make more, and so that's what I'm going to do. Also, I apologize in advance for my voice. Got a little sick, so that also held me back. But again, we're back. We're ready to rumble. But really, today I just kind of want to talk about how I think so many people tend to get lost and forget about all that they have. You know, I've went over this previously, but obviously we're all so blessed to be living in a world where we have everything at such readily access available to us. You know, all these people before us had to go through a lot of error and suffering for them to help us be where we are today, and so we should all be grateful for that. But I think a lot of people tend to forget how blessed we actually are. And I get some people have different circumstances depending on how their life is growing up compared to other people. Sometimes it's not fair, and that's okay. You know, if everyone were born the same, everyone grew up the same, then there wouldn't be any diversity in the world. So it's got to be a good thing, right? But also, the first step of growth is to appreciate what you already have. Whenever you don't appreciate what you have, then you shouldn't expect to get more. Because once you appreciate what you have, then you can start to envision yourself getting more. Then the more will just follow eventually. But first you have to be content with what you have, right? And I've already gone over this in previous videos. But I'm gonna break it down a little bit because I tend to get off topic and just start flowing. Also, I realized in the last video that I did pretty well. Y'all seem to go crazy about the shower situation. Yeah, I guess you could say I wasted water, so I'm sorry. Obviously, I'm blessed to be able to go to college and have free water paid for myself, so I shouldn't take that for granted. So thank you all for calling me out on that. But also, I just had to get it off my brain, and I didn't want to wait, so I kind of forgot about it. So I apologize for that. But it's funny you guys are catching me up on that. But yeah, just being content with what you have. Man, I can't talk. I sound like someone's 80-year-old grandma that's been smoking for 50 years. Anyways, so to get more, you have to appreciate what you already have, right? Even if it's little. And like I said, even if what you think is little, think about all that your ancestors have gone through to be where you are today. Even if it was on purpose or not, you know, they all went through hard times and they had to suffer. I mean, before, 50 years ago, we've been living, since 50 years ago we've been living very comfortable, almost to the point where we don't have to worry about anything. And then we kind of start creating problems for ourselves just because we think that they're bigger than what they actually seem to be. And when you think about a lot of the problems that we have now, or that we make out to be, they're not as big as you might think they are. When you think about all that our ancestors went through and all that, people that had to go through pain and suffering went through. I was in DC this past weekend. I think this is why this is fresh in my brain, because seeing all the memorials and graves of those soldiers that went through what they had to go through for our freedom, it really makes you think, are our problems that big? Are they as big as we make it out to seem? No, they're not. And reality is, yeah, some people do live harder lives than other people. Some people do live in luxury and they live pretty freely. And you might not think it's fair. But again, you're your own person. You have to, if you always judge other people and compare yourself to other people, how do you expect to grow from where you are in your life? So you have to realize who you are and where you are, what you have. And doing that, that's how you get more, right? Whether you realize it or not, everything that happens to you, every person you meet, every hand you shake, you can learn from all of that. Everyone you meet, everyone throughout your life, you can learn from something that you can learn something about that person 100% of the time. Look at your parents. We've all learned something from our parents, right? Friends. We can all learn something about it, but we don't realize that we have to be able to reflect on it and actually think about how can I actually learn from this? Like, what can I take from this? Like, is obviously if you have a person that you love deeply, you care about, but there's something that they do that you know is wrong, obviously you're going to be like, okay, well, I like this person, I love this person, but I know not to do that because of them. And that's good. That's self-reflection. You're able to analyze people around you and analyze what you can do differently to allow you to be better. And this is so important, and this is how you grow, really, is being able to be aware of what's around you, who's around you, what you have. And I think that's the key to growth. You got to realize what you have to get more. And that's really the main point that I'm bringing in this video. Again, we all live so comfortable where we kind of create problems for ourselves. And that sounds bad. And if you think about it, we quite literally do that in a lot of different areas. A lot of those problems can be solved simply by just realizing how grateful we should be for what we have. I mean, every day is a new opportunity. Every day God gives us a new challenge to conquer, a new day to conquer, a new opportunity to seek. Every day there's a new blessing. And so a lot of people just get in the cycle of not being aware of this. So hopefully, if you're unaware of this can help you become aware of it, because I mean, obviously I'm young, I still have a lot ahead of me, and I'm sure there's people out there that are way better at this than I am, or know a lot more than I do. I know that. But I'm sitting here and I'm realized that everything that's happened to me is a learning opportunity to learn. It's a way for me to grow. And I've realized that, and I've taken those steps. I've taken those things that I've learned, and I'm putting into action. And it's been amazing to see the things that I've been able to do that I didn't know I could do even a year ago. And this is really, like, people think, oh, bullshit, you can't do that in a year. You can't do all this stuff. You can't simply turn your life around like that. Yes, you can. And that's what's stopping you right there, is you quite literally can. All it takes is, like I said, for you to look back and reflect on everything that's happened to you, every person in your life. And then you gotta have a vision, right? Take what you have, assert the vision. It's like you got a little, like glasses with lasers on them. You're just locked in, you're just dialed in. You just gotta do that. And you just gotta go all in. You just gotta do it. Take action. And so you can read all these books, you can watch all these videos on all this stuff, but it doesn't actually help unless you take action. So, of course, you got to build up your knowledge as much as you can. That's like the most important thing about growth, is just educating yourself, really, about a lot of little things. I think Elon Musk said this in like an interview. The best advice he has is to just learn a little bit about a lot of things, right? So you don't have to learn, you don't have to be a master about everything. Of course, no one does that. But when you learn a little bit about a lot of different things, your knowledge level just skyrockets. And so, with all that being said, I'm gonna leave you all with this. The 3 simple yet effective steps on, I guess we'll call it self-improvement, because the next video I'm going to talk about basically the idea of self-improvement and what people make it out to be versus what it actually is, from my experience at least. So I'll get into that next video. But the 3 tips for improving yourself. Number 1, reflect on everything that has happened in your life. Like I've said earlier in this video, whether it's the people you know, people you meet, the experiences you've encountered, know that everything happens for a reason, right? You gotta take those opportunities as learning opportunities so you can grow. Because if you can't realize what you've been through and how you can learn from it, then it kind of throws away all your chances of growth. Why do you think so many people fail before they succeed? Well, they gotta learn from it, right? And that's why they succeed. So, reflect. Number 2, have a vision. Reflect, have a vision. And what I mean by have a vision is just, you know what you need to do, have a clear goal. I'll be honest, I'm still figuring out what my goal is. I kind of know who I want to be, but that clear goal, I'm still kind of discovering it. So you are along with me on this journey, and I might be the same for you. But if that's what it is, then hey, we're in the same boat. Let's get rowing. You know what I'm saying? We're moving. So have a vision, have a clear goal, know who you want to be, and envision that. Whenever you have someone in mind of who you want to be, just follow that, and slowly you can become that person if you put your mind to it. It's that simple. I don't want to sound cliche, but this is the secrets to all success, my friends. And once I've realized that, everything pretty much changed. So that's probably one of the most important steps, is have the vision. So reflect, have a vision. Number 3, take action. Because without those first two, without this last one, without taking action, those first two are irrelevant. They don't mean anything. But when you take the action, you put it all into plan. You orchestrate it. You're like the conductor. You're just moving with it. And that's where progress takes place. You know, like I said, you can read all these books, learn all these things. Unless you take action, it's not going to do any good. So you have to actually take action in real life and practice it. And watch these blessings happen to you in your life. It's amazing what you can do when you put these 3 principles together. And of course, incorporate God, because he knows your plan before anyone else. And with all that together, and time, of course, time's of the essence, you can make your dreams come true. You can become who you want to be. And that's why I'm making this channel, that's why I'm making this video, so I can document my journey. And hopefully you all can tag along with me. And I've been loving it so far, and I hope you all are too. It's been fun. So, those 3 things, take it with you. Reflect. Reflect, vision, action. Reflect, vision, action. 3 steps. Thank you all for watching. I'll see you on the next one.